In this video, we're going to dig into the device settings as well as the language settings on the device. So I'm going to go ahead and tap into settings, and I'm going to scroll down to device settings. The biggest thing to know here is storage management. So when I click into storage management, it lets me know how much of the total space I've used. In a different video, we will be talking about ways to maximize space and tips and tricks for making sure there's enough storage on each device. The other thing I want to talk about is the keyboard, which is going to take us into the languages. So when I click into keyboard, I do have the option to change the language and input settings. So this setting is going to be really beneficial for your EL students, especially if you have any newcomers. You're able to actually change the language of the device. And so I'm going to show you how to add a language on a device. So if I click on language, you can see that I've added English, Spanish, and Somali. If you wanted to look for other languages, you're just going to tap Add Language. And you can go ahead and scroll through and select any language you want to add. So I'm going to select Chinese and add. So once you've added the language, you now have the option to go to these three little dots. So I'm going to go next to Spanish here, and you can display the Chrome OS in this language. So if I select that, it's going to change all of my text to Spanish. So I can click there, and then it will let you know that this language will display after the device has been restarted. So I'm going to keep mine in English. But now let's talk about input method. So the other nice thing is if I have a newcomer that can only type in Spanish, I can also change the keyboard. So I'm going to click here. My keyboard options are going to be based on the languages I've added. So currently I've added English, Spanish, and Chinese. If I wanted other keyboard options, I would just need to add that language up here. So you can see that I've enabled the US keyboard and the Spanish keyboard. So when I go to use the keyboard, down here where it says US, I can toggle between the keyboards that I've turned on. So we've talked about how to change the language on the device and how to add a keyboard in a certain language or toggle between keyboards that you have approved. The last piece under language and input is spell check, and you can go ahead and turn that on for the device. Once you've turned it on, you can choose between basic spell check and enhanced spell check. And you can also select which languages you'd like to use the spell check for.